Hey guys, it's Annika, and I just celebrated my 5-year Ampuversary. So I figured it's probably a good time to explain what an Ampuversary is. Also, I'm sitting on the floor. Sometimes I just like sitting on the floor. I don't know. It's comfortable. As you can probably figure out by the term Ampuversary, it is the anniversary of your amputation. Some people will use the word Ampuversary, and some people will call it their alive day. For me, I didn't go through a traumatic thing. I wasn't in a car accident. I wasn't blown up by an IED. Like, for me, whether or not I got an amputation that day, I would still... Amadeus, can you not walk through my frame? But for me, it's not the day that I celebrate my life. And there he goes again. Although you could argue with where my mental health was going, I may not have survived if I didn't get an amputation. I don't know, this is kind of a somber YouTube video. I haven't done a YouTube video in so long. Let's talk about the happy parts about Ampuversaries. So I always celebrate my Ampuversary because for me, it's showing progress of where I once was. Like, I remember when I was going through limb salvage, I was struggling thinking, is any of this ever gonna get better? I was wondering if I'm ever gonna be able to get back to the activities I love. Am I still gonna be able to be a Marine? Which obviously didn't happen. Which I have mixed emotions about. Would have loved to stay in longer, and I know, before you come at me, I know people tell me all the time, Annika, I know this person who stayed in the military with an amputation. I know this person who stayed in the military with an amputation. I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but I remember when I was going through my med board in the military, I honestly wanted to stay in. I wanted to go back and maybe get a different job than initially, but like, honestly, with the job that I was assigned, I could still do the duties minus deploying. But one of the first service members to have been injured in country, lost his leg, he came back, recovered, got his prosthetic, and redeployed. And when he came back, he's like, hey, this is actually a little bit too hard on my body. Maybe I do want to get out. And when the VA was rating him, they said, well, you just showed that your amputation is not a debilitating condition, so we don't want to rate you for it. And so he came up to me and he said, suck up your ego. If you care anything about your future, get out now. And I think he got it all handled, but he was just like, if I'm struggling to get my benefits, like, it's not worth it. Like, yes, as an amputee, you can do pretty much everything you want to, but that does come at a cost to your body. And now I'm just going on a rant. We're talking about Ampuversaries. Yeah, so I celebrate my Ampuversary because it's important to me to celebrate the little victories and the big victories. My Ampuversary forces me to look back at where I once was. And if I had the ability at 5 years post-amputation right now to go back to the Annika that was laying in the hospital bed wondering, is this ever gonna get better? Is any of this even worth it? Like, I wish I could go back and tell her, because I know when I first got my amputation, I was like really eager and excited, and that sounds crazy for most people. But for me, it was like, well, I was able to research prior to my amputation, see all these amputees doing these amazing things, these sports, public speaking, dancing, doing all the things that I care about. And so I was hesitant but eager when I first lost my leg. And now seeing how far it's brought me and all these opportunities that I've been given and all these sports that I do now and just the life that I live now, like, I wish I could go back and tell 5 years ago Annika, it is all worth it, and it is gonna get better, and things still suck some days. Not gonna lie about that. Things do still suck some days, and things hurt, and there's still issues trying to get prosthetics to fit. But overall, the things that I'm doing now are far superior to the things that I was doing when I was limb salvage trying to save my leg. And this isn't exactly the life that I planned on or even wanted, but I'm pretty happy with where it has gone. If you or somebody you know is struggling with the emotions of amputation, whether they're maybe going to get an amputation or they just have and they're really struggling, like, I just want you guys to know that as somebody who's made it 5 years, it gets better. It gets easier. Some days are still hard, but you get so much stronger. And as hard as it is some days, if you just get up and get out of bed and try to do things, like, you never know where that's gonna take you. You never know who you're gonna meet. You never know the amazing places you're gonna end up. I really hope this reaches the right audience, because I wish 5 years ago I had somebody tell me that it's going to be okay. And it may even be better than you expected. Celebrate the little victories, celebrate your Ampuversaries, and things get better. And I'll be back soon with another instructional amputee thing, probably at some point, because I haven't done those in a while. But hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.